Hello, everyone. Welcome to Let's Be Telepathy, a very special episode today. I'm very excited. I have completed and done so much science work in the past with telepathy, energy work, and whatnot. Everything's been validated, everything's been documented now in the right ways that now it's a fun and play time. So now it's Melissa's time rather than the time for all the rest of the shows and all the rest of the documentaries and things that I'm on. So I'm really excited and I really want to push. There's a lot of people right now in our community saying, is telepathy real? Is it not real? How do we know that you're connecting to our kid? How do you know what we're going through? And you know what? I'm going to bring science home and I'm going to put on my EEG today. And we're going to show you what telepathy looks like, what it means when we're connecting with other people, what is the different variations when your loved one comes through. It's going to be a fun show and packed full. But here today, we have, oh, sorry, guys. We have a few new guests here and some old friends, some new friends. And one of those special friends is Will here. I got to talk to Will, maybe it was last month, the month before, with Nicole. And he was just amazing. We got to go through a lot, answer a lot of questions that she had. And actually, we haven't even had an update, and I don't even remember everything that we talked about. So, Nicole, we're going to go to you first because we asked Will. I want to know the update since our conversation, and then also I would love to ask Will what it is like to just be Will.
I love this. Okay, amazing update. Of course, you and I had been trying to connect for a while, and you know how divine timing would work. We wouldn't be able to connect until finally exactly when we needed to connect. And it was the day before my husband and I were going to go to a business retreat to Costa Rica. And it, right before we were supposed to meet, Will had had a little bit of a meltdown. I helped him ground. He taught me something there in a moment right before we met you about grounding by giving me his feet on the palms of my hand and being able to.
I
Oh,
tried retreating my meltdowns.
you tried retreating your meltdowns?
So I can keep grounding myself.
So he can keep grounding himself. What's crazy is after we spoke to you, I had been wanting to do the telepathy thing. You know, I reached out to you because of the telepathy tapes. I'm like, I need to know this lady. I practice theta healing, as you know, and that is a modality that helps people to go to guided meditation to release bottom beliefs through witnessing creator energy. But my son feels like or felt like he was too close to me and I didn't get it. And I didn't know how to really, really connect. I knew I was connecting, but I needed some guidance. And then you came in. And during our retreat in Costa Rica, we got to do some breath work. You and I had talked about how I should allow Will to just sit in my body so that I could um, talk to him, just kind of like how I did with creator energy. And so I was like, okay, I'll take that, just like how she said. And it made sense to me. I mean, we carry our babies.
Stickiness.
It is losing its stickiness. I mean, it makes sense because, you know, we carry the children in our bodies. So, especially the mothers, we're very connected. But during the breath work in Costa Rica,
Actually, it's on the wrong side.
oh, it's on the wrong side. It's okay, though. We'll fix it later. Is that okay?
Um, can you override it later?
Yes, I will override it later.
Okay.
Thank you. So during the breath work, at one point after I released a lot and started crying, all of a sudden they ask us to look at see a person that we really love. My husband was already next to me, so for some reason it was actually both my sons, both are on the spectrum. Just Will is not as verbal as my other one, but he came very clearly. And it's like I could see he's a very wise old man, like he's done this for many, many lifetimes. And the way he looked at me was with such compassion and tenderness and love. And then he proceeds to jump in to my body. And I open my eyes and I can see Will's bedroom through his eyes. And then all of a sudden I see myself, and you had said that he was going to learn how to speak through me somehow. So then I see him I see through his eyes and it's his bedroom and I'm kind of like, oh, wow, this is really cool and crazy and weird. And then I look at my phone and then I see myself looking at Duolingo and I've been teaching myself Greek through Duolingo. And I get the notion that he's jumped into my body to download my neurology because I'm good with languages. I was a Spanish professor for 15 years. I'm bilingual. For me, it was very ironic that here I am, a big communicator, and not having someone that could verbally communicate with me. But there you go. We're learning different communication. And it was really neat because I could see like just the notion that he was going to learn just by sitting in my body. And then he jumps out, my other son jumps in. And it's really funny because my other one's very verbal, but I could see he was younger, more lively. His thing was going to be grounding, and it's my thing too. So he grounded with me, and then he was going to teach me about music. My other son was going to download music, and I was going to learn more about it because I've been taking music classes because I love learning. And it was just this powerful moment. And then later on, I think I had told you that, you grieve as a parent of special needs children that you're not going to have grandchildren or, a normal life, quote unquote. But as they took us into this meditation, I could see myself in the future and I'm holding a baby boy. And I see it's me and I'm saying, he's our grandson. And then I see myself point to him with a beautiful woman, just a beautiful soul, and they had had this baby. And then I look over and I see my other son with like 4 kids and beautifully married, and then all these beautiful people everywhere. And it was just like huge cathartic moment. I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, but I know that I'm supposed to be here and be that for him and continue. So I bet every morning I just continue doing my theta healing work where I sit in meditation. I bring him in, and you had told us, continue helping him ground. We just started school on Wednesday, so throughout the day I kind of check in, come in, and then bring him in, send him love, light, protection around the whole his classroom. I try to see it as, container of love. He hurt his foot on Thursday, so he's been kind of having a tough time with that, but
I have a sprain.
he has a sprain. Um,
Sprain.
A little sprain. Yeah, he gets excited because when he stems, he jumps a lot, and his shoes weren't all that great during PE. But it's been super powerful, and I continue working on it. I still have to do all the other things you had talked about in terms of I got the kit. I just have to send the.
Show me a bandage.
So he went to the nurse, and he gave her a bandage. You want to come sit over here so they can hear you? So yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you for all the amazing stuff you've been able to share with us.
Well, it was really Will that shared it, right? I just kind of helped that way, but I'm really happy to hear. Learning from you guys and hearing all the questions and stuff really helps. I'm trying my best to put together, a class for telepathy, but a remembrance kind of class. Not I'm teaching you. I want you to remember because it's nothing I can teach you. So it's amazing when you just sit back and you listen, and that's really all telepathy is sitting back and listening. Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So let's listen to Will here. Will, can you explain to us in your words
Explain.
what it's like to be Will?
What would I like to be myself? What is about me? What is about me? Me.
So who are you? Can you talk about who is William Joseph Laswell? What's it like to be you?
Isn't anyone else would like to join us, I saw types of character photos on each camera screen blocked up.
Oh, you want to see if people can open up their cameras because you see it blocked up. He's saying he wants to talk to the characters that are blocked up.
It's spreading.
It's spreading. You asked.
Didn't I ask?
You asked to see their characters.
Oh, hi, everyone. So, well, William Joseph Laswell, I'm Puerto Rican.
You are half Puerto Rican, that's right.
I'm turning 16.
He's turning 16.
I was born in 2009.
Was
My
born in 2009,
birthday's in December 15th.
December 15th. His birthday. And what's it like to be you? What are the things?
Well, what I want for my birthday is, Dog Man Book 14.
The Dog Man books, number 14.
Dog Man Book
Oh, one.
14.
Sorry. The one book, 14.
Dog Man Book 14.
Dog Man book 14. Got it.
We got Dogman Book 14. Y'all hear that? He should be getting a lot of copies for his birthday. Well, what is it like to be somebody of such high intelligence in this world that sees and observes so much that others do not see?
Do I have enough intelligence? I am more educated.
Educated? You are more educated?
Yep. Sure, absolutely.
Anything you want to say to the world? They're all watching and listening to you. If you have a message for them, let them know. What message would you give to all these people here, Will?
I miss you all in a long time. In a long time. I miss you all. Okay. I miss you all in a long time. I miss you all in a long time. I miss you all in a long time. I miss you all in a long time ago. Is anyone okay?
We're okay. That was a beautiful message, Will. Because we've seen each other before, haven't we? in other spaces, not just in humanity. And we were all connected, weren't we? We are connected.
So, Laura loved me.
Oh, Lori loved you. She sent you hearts.
Does anyone love me too?
I do.
Sky W?
Hi.
I love
I
you, Will. I think everyone here loves you, Will. I know everyone loves you, Will. Raise your hand if you love Will. You
I love you,
got
kidding.
all the love in the world. And Lori's on here too. Go ahead, Lori. Did you raise your hand?
Oh, I was just raising my hand for him.
Oh.
But I am curious. I believe he was saying my son's name before the recording started, so I was curious if it was actually my son.
I think that was Emily's phone. I don't see where Emily is, but I think it was
Oh, okay.
Emily that, yeah.
I was trying to get my camera to work, so I didn't see who it was.
All right. Well, thank you, Will. We're going to move on to Lori here, but we all miss you too.
Thanks, okay?
Welcome.
They love you.
Love you all. Good afternoon.
Go ahead, Lori.
Okay. In regards to Jaden, he has been having trouble sleeping probably for about 2 months. And now we've gotten sleep a little bit more on track, but he is having aggressive episodes. So I want to check in and see if there's anything we need to do to support that. Is it something physical? Is it something, that he's doing too much? That I don't know. And then the second question is, we live local to Cindy and her son Jason. And earlier this week, he was repeating my name with urgency over and over again for hours. And so I just want to check in and see what's going on with that. It happened on Wednesday and again on Thursday, and it was so urgent that she was sending me texts going, "Is everything okay?" Because he won't stop repeating your name. Now, we did have them over on Thursday afternoon. So I'm not sure if there's something going on with me, if there's a connection I have with him, or if he was just really excited to come and see me. So those would be the two issues or the two things that I'm looking for. Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? You can hear me. Can you see the screen of the EEG? Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to explain this a little bit to you, and I did hear your question there. So I just want to explain the process of what's going to happen. So while I'm listening, they're already going to start. Calm it down, guys. I just got to practice. Okay, so what you're going to see is these big lines coming through. When you see this big line is when they're trying to connect with me. Okay, so when I'm talking or when I'm listening, I'm going to calm it down and ask them to leave. So what you're going to see, the left screen is the past and the right screen, you see they disconnected there? Jaden disconnected. So what you will actually, on the right side is what is coming through right now. There is a little bit of delay because I don't have this hooked up to my software computer. I had to run software on my laptop. There's other stuff. So this one is a little delayed. With the neuroscience stuff that you'll see exact timing. So what you'll see is really interesting. As I talk here, as I listen, you'll be watching my brain waves and how my brain waves act. When I start to connect, or if somebody, they do it every time. When I start to connect, you're going to see these big congruent lines start coming through. And here's Jaden coming through. He's not going to let me drop him now because he says, "Oh, you said, see what happens." So thank you. Jaden, just hang on here. he's like, okay, okay, so we're gonna fight for the mind. And now this is really interesting because this is telepathy. We're actually gonna fight for my mind right now because he said you can connect. I really want to connect, and you can see all those times that he's connecting is exactly when you see the congruent things going. And now he's hyping my brain up, and now he's getting really excited. All these times when you're seeing through data, delta, beta, all of the lines, and you just see that one line coming through, that's when they connect. Disconnect, please, just for a moment. I need you to disconnect. Okay, so now we got a disconnect. We'll get a little bit of time in between here, and you'll see my brain waves here. So what you're going to see when I start to engage, we'll say that word better because the other word, they like to just use that as an invite. When I engage with them, they will start to do a very, you guys can see it already, I'm sure, but you'll see the lines like this and like this. And when they connect, it's just one line. And you'll also see that it will connect the moment that I say it, and it will actually go, it does it before I'll even say it. But that being said, he is ready to go. He is ready. He is busting through my brain right now. So let's go, Jaden. And let's see if Jason wants to come on too. But holy cow, he's really pushing through. He's like, okay, you made your point. So when I do telepathy and training people, there's always you're going to see a calm. So I'm going to calm down a little bit, and I'm going to find myself, and then you'll see it go whoop, and you'll see them hit that connection site again. And then there's going to be a little after that blip, you'll see a little bit of a change. That's my brain waves. After the connect hits, then I go through my brain waves to say, okay, this is me, because you always want to make sure that where you stand in telepathy. And so I'm going to say, okay, this is me. And so you'll see that big wave come, and then my brain wave, and then about 2 inches or an inch after that is when you'll start to see them connecting. So I'm going to calm myself down. But I just wanted to explain to you guys what you're going to be seeing in that moment of impact. So here we go. And then this is going to also be the only time I explain it. So from here on out, we're just going to do it like this. Okay, so Jaden says, yes, there is something absolutely that is coming through that is really upsetting within the neighborhood. Now he's coming through a lot calmer, and he goes through chaos. So a lot of times too, you'll see them coming through a lot of different chaos, and then they'll go through, but I'm going to ask them to connect again too. So you'll see the words come up, and then all of a sudden the brain waves start to go on. Okay. So yes, there is a lot of things that are going on right now, but mainly one thing that is happening is pressurization within my head area. I feel it within that frontal cortex, and energy right there is really, really overstimulating for the brain, and so much noise and so much things are coming through right now that it's really hard to be able to function as a human being, because every single time that I start to maintain my reality and understand what my
How do you know? Who did?
Off here.
Jonathan.
Okay. He got really intense there and then lost it. So this is when I say, okay, I lost the connection. You guys can actually see where I'm losing the connection here. But we're going to get right back on. So he says the pressurization, when I ask him to connect. Can you connect again, Jaden? There we go. Okay. There, no, he's coming back. You'll also see when I lose connection that sometimes they start different frequencies. So here's him coming through again now. Okay. So just like people, we talk on all the different frequencies. So the pressurization within the head is getting to be a lot, and it's a pressurization within the whole body. He says that there's a polarization that's happening within the units around us, and that polarization is actually pulling apart some of the magnetic influences that are happening. And so natural magnetism that is happening within the area around you can no longer happen because there's something that is pulling that apart. So he's needing some more he's needing some, I'm sorry. He said that it would be very beneficial to have any of the any kind of magnets around, a magnetic bracelet, a magnetic he just said he wants the magnets around him and that will help him sleep. But he says that some of the sorry, I'm trying to come, and you'll also see when I come to my human self to try to make sense of it here, it might be a little different. So, okay, thank you. Okay, so one of the things that is really going to help, he said, even something like the buckyballs or little nano magnets. He would like that, or he's even saying, help me out here, guys. What is phosphorus fluids? Guys, what is that black magnetic fluid that he's pointing to, that black magnetic fluid? Somebody here knows. Take yourself off mute if you guys know.
Is it Shilajit? No. Is it like a black tar?
Yeah, it's like a black tar. But he's saying that having that around him would actually help. I think he's saying phosphorus fluid, but I don't think that's what, or maybe that's what I'm just hearing. Phosphorus fluid. FERROS, phosphorus fluid. It looks like this, but he says that it will catch the magnetic beats and it will show you the magnetism around that. So if you take a magnet and you put it like on a jar, and you get home and then put the magnet up, you'll be able to see some of that magnetic energy.
That's interesting because I have one of those on my wish list on Amazon that's supposed to like dance to the music. I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like enclosed in a little thing. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, so he wants to get back online again. Sorry, okay. He said, yes, yes, the information that is coming through right now is being separated. The information that we used to be able to receive throughout our energy and throughout all of our human essence, the universal torus, or, the energy that's coming all around us and also infecting, or not infecting, connected to the rest of the world. Jason's trying to come in too, guys. So you might see him coming in now too. So it's a fight right now through the brain. So I'm just saying, okay. So what they're saying is, yes, the energy and the pressurization around the atmosphere that we are in, the information that we used to be able to send through quantum, he says engineering, but I know that I'm wondering if it's quantum physics, but he says the information that was being sent out through our own energy, our own essence, we were able to pick up and we were able to understand each other. But now with the information that's being there, it's being separated so that humanity can no longer feel itself. And humanity can no longer get to the point where they can actually have the truest connection, because when you stop and you ruin the EMF fields and you mess up with the EMF fields, then what ends up happening is that it breaks the natural electromagnetic field. And when it breaks the electromagnetic field, it breaks humanity's connection to themselves. When you break humanity's connection to themselves, then you break the connection to the others, and then you can no longer hear what the others are saying. And so they're pretty much saying that there's a pressurization point and that there's energy points that are being Okay, that's the manufacturing that is being manufactured. And in that manufacturing, it's messing with the actual electromagnetic energy that is within the atmosphere. And therefore, they're not able then, especially with autism. Okay, Jaden's coming back. He says, especially with autism, when we're one that is so connected with the earth and we are one that is so open to receiving and getting everything, that when anything outside of ourselves and nature starts to come into contact and mess with the messenger fields, then we are it's as though our particles, as though our photons, our essence, our atoms are actually taken out of the body, and therefore we cannot be whole. So he is having a problem with not being whole because of this energy that's bringing him. So if you put magnets around the house, this seems to be what he's wanting to do. He's even putting a magnet on a quartz and saying putting magnet around the quartz allows for that magnetic energy to be in the atmosphere so that he can be whole again, because whatever is happening, whatever's around that area, it's almost like it's demagnetizing it in some way. And he said there's a lot of people. He said that okay, he's coming back in again. He said there are more crimes, more addictions, more aggression because of this. And this is not just in this area, it is worldwide, but I can feel it more within my area. So what they're pretty much pointing out is that when we are not getting filled with what we need, and we are electromagnetic resources, if we're not feeling ourselves and we're not being able to even know what that is, then there's dysregulation. And whatever that is trying to pull these frequencies and this magnetic energy away is coming to a point that it's actually affecting us. I mean, he's showing that the cells in the body aren't being as charged, that the blood isn't flowing as well, that the brain is not functioning as much, because our brain is set to north and south, magnets and whatnot. And so if we're not receiving that magnetic energy through the iron in our blood or through the magnetic energy on the outside, then
No, careful. No.
then it pulls us apart.
Damn.
Who is that? I love it. Oh man, who was that just came in?
Lori.
The other Lori.
The other Lori. Was that David? Somebody's coming through.
Yes, could
That's
be.
David coming. Okay. Was that you talking? Was David just saying something?
David doesn't speak.
I think that was David just coming through. Did nobody else hear him?
I heard it.
There was a woman's voice, and I think it was Lori's talking.
Yeah, I'm on right now.
Lori.
Yeah.
It was Lori talking.
Okay.
I think it was the other Lori.
There's a different Lori.
What Lori?
I'm Lori S.
Yeah, she was the one that was talking. It wasn't me talking.
Okay, I'm gonna see. David, can you come through? If that was you, will you come through? 'Cause I didn't know that signature. Oh no. What just happened? Well, he came through. Let's see.
Your brain didn't flatline, did it?
I know, right? I don't know what happened here.
Would that be BPR, brain pulmonary resuscitation?
There,
I did something here.
yeah, I did. Can you guys hear me still?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Well, Lori, I guess, other Lori. There we go. You were the only one that gets that today. I think my battery actually died, maybe. But there's a little bit of it. So you guys can kind of see what it looks like, you know, when you're connecting to someone else. I thought I had charged it enough, but I was really playing with it. We did a lot of work with water and that this weekend. So I thought I had charged it. Sorry, guys. We're gonna do that again next time though. But that's what telepathy looks like.
That's
It's
pretty
on,
cool.
it's off, it's there, it's intense, it's not intense, it's all over. You know, people just think it's one thing, but as you could see on there, and I guess I'd have to see it was better. It's better for me when I close my eyes and don't stare at the screen. But it's a lot of information and then me catching up, and then a lot more information and then me catching up. Because when they're going, I can't actually function to be able to speak. And catch up with everything that they're saying. So sometimes I'm just gonna stumble over my words or just wait for them. But that's, you guys got to see it. So that's what it is. And I'm gonna do that more. So should I do it more?
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this more then and make sure that it's all charged next time, guys. So yeah.
Very cool. So on the second part of the question in regards to Jason and his urgency, was there a specific reason for that? And the repetitive asking for me and saying my name and
yeah. So absolutely. And that was both boys are actually talking.
Did they communicate like
telepathically
when they were over? Because Jaden really didn't. He was in the house in the basement. They were swimming in the pool. I was like, okay.
It's different. Hang on, let me answer this first question. Yeah. You and Cindy need moral support for each other, and the urgency is that you two need emotional support, and that when you receive that emotional support, so can the boys receive that support. But the urgency is maybe a personal, I'm not going to say whatever they're saying, but it is a little bit more personal, and that you two need to talk and get together. You two getting together, like physically, they're saying physically, you two getting together creates a sort of relaxational fun, they said, for the both of you, and that both of you need that moral support. So it's more for you, but also Jaden is saying, but what also when we're together, we get to feed each other's energy and hold each other safe and hold each other almost like in a bubble is the way that he's showing, is that when together, and he's just saying, he says, when anybody within our community, any non-speaker comes together, or semi-speaker, he even says, comes together, anybody who is labeled an observer, anybody who is labeled an observer in this life is who we are drawn to. And when observers are with other observers, then they are protected. It is when they are around the people that they are watching sometimes that they come into contact with their energy, and therefore they have to take it up. But observers know how to observe energy and not how to take it, not how to use it. And they also help ground you so that we can't go other places.
Oh, so is Jaden considered an observer? Because I thought he was considered a healer.
Well, so observers and healers are the same. I mean,
so he's both
different things. Yeah. So observer just like, so a lot of the non-speakers, limited speakers, even speakers who just have vowed for silence, they'll give up the voice so that they can observe more. Because you remember when we were little kids and it was sit at the kids' table and whatnot, just go sit over there. We didn't get it, don't talk, don't say anything, don't let the adults speak, How much did we learn from our parents just sitting by and observing them? so much of the world. And so these people are just sitting and observing, and in observation and not speaking, they're able to pick up more, relate more, tell God more, tell the universe more, to heal and to do all those things. A lot of healers are observers, a lot of them. And you can have many titles in life. You don't just limit yourself to one, you know. So
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure how that worked. I just knew that you had said he was a healer before, and Jason I know was considered an observer. I didn't know that Jaden also had the observer feat, you know.
mhm.
That's awesome.
Yep.
So we just got to hang out together more.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
That's awesome. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
So the aggressive moments with the magnets, that should help
The magnets.
calm
And
it down.
yeah, and get that. I've never heard anyone ask for that first fluid. So, but there's
Yeah, I just checked my Amazon, and that's what it's called, furrow fluid on there.
yeah.
That's the one I have, and it's like encapsulated. And I thought it was cool because like when you play music, it dances to the beat and it changes shapes and sorts and all kinds of things. But it's interesting to see that I had thought of that as an idea for him for a gift, and now he's actually asking for it. So
I love it when that happens. I love it. Trying to charge this for you guys, maybe. I don't know. It'll probably take too much to get it back on though. We'll do it next time. All right, Scott and Tara. I love that you guys are together.
I have to show you all these peacocks, you guys. Look at all these peacocks in the front yard of family that just are in my yard. Like, I just was writing Forever Family. They don't normally come in my yard like this.
Oh, it's a whole family.
I know.
Speaking of
I just had to
family,
show you all.
Wow.
that's crazy.
And they're just free roaming.
Yeah. They never come in my front yard like this. This is really special today.
Oh,
Wow.
I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah. Hi, Nina.
Yeah,
Hi, friends.
Nina.
Wow. I've never seen that many peacocks together before, that's for sure. So well, commenting on the connection, like I've been connecting with like a lot of the people that are on these calls, and it's just so special. Like I went to see Aiden and I saw Kim, and I went to see James and Aiden and Kim and her son Anthony, and anyway, all the names, and Nicole, who I just met, who's like awesome, who's another, she's not on, but it's just been so special to be able to meet people in person. So I wanted to like add to what you just said about meeting up in person, and also for the moms, like just to, well, and James is awesome too, of course, but like for us to like be able to share as parents and just benefit from the stories and the sharing and the camaraderie and all that. It's just amazing. It's so I'm just gonna ask this for Owen. I'm curious about his comfort in autism over the years. Like, because I've been thinking, there's a lot of things that come out. Like Melissa had posted something about Suramin and like, oh, you just give this kid a shot of this stuff and he's, normal, neurotypical, can talk, all these different things. Ages ago, I had also that grieving of like, oh, I'm not going to have this, normal life with him. But I've kind of grown out of that. Like, I'm kind of like, well, what's his purpose and how do I get him there? And so my question for him is his comfort over the years in autism and how that's progressed. And where is he? Oh, he's right here. And where is he?
I love his humor sometimes. Sometimes he's got it. Sometimes, he's just very serious. He said, have you ever been at a beach in a sunny day and you were in so much heat and so much sun, but you were having fun, but yet so uncomfortable, and you knew that you had no more sunscreen, and having no more sunscreen meant that you were going to be burnt, and so you get burnt and you stay hours longer outside because the fun outweighs the pain at the time, but then you go home and 2 days later that sunburn hurts. but then it gets better. That's autism. We chose to be in life, and we chose to be here in life to participate. And participating in human life hurts. So many emotions, so many judgments, so many people that don't understand you, don't listen, don't come and even ask you how you are doing. There's so much disconnect. This isn't what I signed up for. But the things that I do get, the family, the friends, the connections, the smells, the taste, that's all worth the pain. Autism is just like getting sunburned. You know, prior to coming into this world, that God didn't give you the sunscreen. You're going to get burnt a little, but sometimes you're going to be fine. And that burn just gave your skin a different glow. That light just gave you a new way to shine. And yeah, it's going to hurt. And yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. But you know what? You do it again. And that's just autism. Coming into a world that's going to make you uncomfortable and saying, I'm going to take the burn. I'm going to take it because I'm going to have fun. And life is an experience. It's a place that I do not get control over. And that's one thing that humans seem to forget, because we are taught in this world, he says in this world, like he's pointing to like social or society, newspapers, kind of that kind of thing. He says the more and more that people evolve with technology, the less that they will have a joy for life, the less that they will want life or experience life in the way that life was meant to be. So we're going to see more depressions. We're going to see more spirals. But my job is to show that even without that stuff, that you can have a good time. You can have a great time, and that you can forget about society and you can think about yourself, and you can have the gratitude for the fact that you are just being alive. Because truthfully, you cannot control anything. And that's the fun thing about this world, is that we are told that we can control everything. And so people get in the habit of trying, they get in the habit of greed, they think that they can. And so they're chasing the dragon of power and control, something that will never be achieved in this world. And that's something that I like, because when we are, and he is saying, he says when we're truly alive in spirit, so that means dead in body, alive in spirit, we have access to anything and everything. We don't have to work for it. We do have true control. We can see who we want. We can visit what we want. All we have to do is think about it. And so therefore it is. The one thing that you don't get is the experience to engage with it. You just get to experience it as though it's a TV screen from the outside of you. You don't get to touch it. You don't get to feel it. You don't get any challenges. You just get what you want. Why most people come to this world is because it's a challenge. And it's a challenge not only to see what the world can do, but a challenge of who their character is, who they truly are when they have free will to do anything that they want to do. And so I like the fact that I don't have control, and that there is challenges, and that there is things that I have to work out on my own, because it builds my character in human, and it builds my character in spirit. And when I'm built in spirit, I have more access to more things that I would like to experience in other realities and other worlds.
Wow. Thank you.
Amen.
Yeah.
High five.
Scott, you said he had a message too. Do you want to share it?
Oh, he and I, so this actually, Nicole mentioned something earlier that kind of triggers in the same circle of what I was going to say, is that when you're too close, like Tara and Owen and Kim and Anthony and Will and Nicole, when you're too close to them, sometimes it's harder to connect than if you're 1 degree of separation. And this just happened today, actually. Whoops. But Owen and I are constantly randomly connected. I mean, it's not something we try and do. It's just he pops things into my head, and then I'll text them to her and confirm backwards. Today, let's see if we can see this picture.
When
So I don't know if you can see me climbing out of a rock hole. All right. So we met today at a playground in a park and we're talking and all of a sudden he goes, cave. And I'm like, yeah, I was in a cave yesterday. So now we wonder, was he remotely traveling with us through that cave? Because nowhere in our conversation did a cave come up. So, but this happens all the time with Owen and I. The other day, I'm walking to my Jeep and all of a sudden, a trombone. Da, 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 da. It's the Stevie Wonder song. Well, then she goes to a concert last night and they're playing that song in a parade or something. I mean, at a parade.
No, that song, my sister-in-law is a trombone player, and she was in a marching band, and he played that on repeat, that specific song, like multiple times. He just kept watching it over and over again. This was last summer when we were here, and this summer, tomorrow, we were scheduled to go to watch her play at Westbury Music Fair, like at
Oh,
a
so that
place.
was even last year.
It was last year that it happened, but this year, but
He knew it
still
was
watches
coming
that.
up, right? He
He
knew it
knew
was coming up.
up.
And I knew the second the trombone was playing in my head, I turned and I went, Owen. I knew it was Owen putting it in my head, and it wasn't random.
No.
But this gets back to everybody that I keep saying, keep a journal of this stuff. I'm fortunate in that I have her number to text her and confirm this stuff when it happens. And now I'm gonna brag on Tara a little bit. To show this to help Nicole and Kim that part of your issue is you are too close to the person, so left brain takes over. Often you're logically thinking through things instead of letting it happen. So Tara and I met a couple days ago, and we'd been out in a park again in the brutal sun for a while, and we were all hot and thirsty. And I had this thing that I carry with me, but it was empty, and we were getting ready to leave, and I picked it up, and I had just looked at it and said, "Oh." Said it's empty, as I didn't plan very well. And I look up and Tara's coming around the front of the car with a glass of water. Are you thirsty? And it's like I stuck my head out the window. I said, you just read my mind. So just to let her know. Yeah, and she goes, it's happening, it's happening. So
But I've been having more of these moments. Like I saw a car yesterday, and then it made me think of another car, and then that exact car passed by. So it's happening. Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
And so they're there in the more relaxed moments instead of trying to make it happen or whatever. Like all of these were random. There's been a few times where I purposely tried to like, hey, Owen, and I asked him a question and he answered with the whole pure imagination was his answer. And we went through all that. By the way, you should look up the words to Sir Duke, the song Sir Duke. Very important message about music is such an important part of we can all feel it, and it's very yet another communication.
Sir Duke was the Stevie Wonder song, which, it's funny. I put these things together later. We were supposed to go to see them play in the marching band, so he thought he was going to see that song perhaps.
Yeah.
But then it got rescheduled, and it's about the time when I had just told him that we were going to go see that you got the song.
I got the trombone
But
playing
then
in
we
my
went
ear.
to see her at another event, but
Right.
like he was looking forward to that. So that's really interesting.
So anyway, the last thing I'm going to say is that these autists are here purposely. They potentially chose to be physically damaged so that they can be higher spiritual beings to be the light of the world for us. That's the message I keep getting over and over. And I'll end with one thing. When you ask about Owen being comfortable being autistic, or however you put it, on the telepathy tape somewhere, one of the autists had said, I would not want to ever be different than this. So anyway, that's pretty much all I had. Wanted to brag on Owen and Tara.
I mean, y'all are pretty awesome. Everyone here is pretty awesome, really.
Oh, Kamala.
Of course.
Oh, he didn't get to say his thing. Owen has something. I'm sorry.
Here they are.
Share it.
Got won you won them, right? Or how does it work?
One-on-one, but they were also gifts,
They
kind
were
of like
gifts.
swag after a race.
And it's like
The Deadly Dozen was the name of the race, and the skull was the symbol.
well, he gave him one and it broke, but Scott actually had a backup one for him. But he's been carrying these around, and I mean, Melissa knows very well about the chumbala and most of the people. And every time he comes on, he talks about chumbala.
So Chumbala is the Day of the Dead, right? Kind of song. Is that right?
The Chumbalas are like the characters that a Chumbala would be a rising ancestor. So those are the
Yes,
ones
so
that
ancestral, past ancestors. So it connects to the other world. He's very connected to that. And this was the best thing I could ever given him.
He's carrying it around, putting ice in it because it's hot here. So he just pushes a little ice in his in his skull.
So anyway, random stuff.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, we are with that being said though, I did see in the chat that I think it was Laura T. Is she still here? Did she leave? She might have had to leave. She had a question. I don't see her anymore. I tried. Okay. Well, we'll answer that later. She just wanted to know about healing frequencies, and what are the correct healing frequencies. Really quickly, there's not a right or wrong frequency. It's whatever you're feeling and whatever makes you feel good at the time. When I do healing on anybody, I tell you, I go from the lowest frequency to the highest frequency and I just fill their needs. I know we had kind of talked about this last time too. If we play one frequency, that it becomes monotone. Music, especially orchestra music, is actually some of the best healing music that you can hands down get. It covers all of the arrays of the different natural frequencies of Earth. That also resonates with our body, stimulates the brain on so many different levels, as well as it gets the heart brain resonance, the HR resonance going, and stimulates new cellular growth. So if people are saying what frequency is the best to heal at, I would say turn on your Pandora or your Spotify or something and find the right music for you, and whatever feels good, go into that. But don't think that it has to be 128 or 432 or 524, because when you get stuck in those frequencies, and as you can see with the brain waves, each brain waves has to have a different frequency and it holds a different one. So if you monotoned it out, you would monotoned and it would become a dead zone for everything. So when I'm doing frequencies, or when I'm doing healing, what I'm tuning in is to the energy and how it needs to be flowed and pushed. And one of the things that you can do is just kind of close your eyes, and energy itself does feel electromagnetic. And once you start to connect, at least when I do, my hands, when the energy needs to expand, will push out. When I need to push the energy in, then I'm putting my hands in, and it's cooling and heating, also making the energy dense and flowing it out. But when you're actually doing healing on yourself or other people, what you're wanting to do is to meet the emotions that you're trying to heal, and find that emotion, and then bring that emotion into a different perspective. And what I mean by that is a lot of healing and what we go through really is perspective. And it's this way. But if you can just change the mind to say, you know what, maybe there was another way I could look at it, then boom, that's where the actual healing comes, is in the perception change of the mind and the reality of the body, not in the frequencies that you're going to hear on YouTube. So I hope that helps. Lori S. and David, where did you two go? There she is. Okay. Hi, Lori. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Let us, kind of explain what's going on, and let's connect. Again, I was like, someone's coming in, and I don't know who that is, but it was David. I'm sure.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I love this term of observer because I think that fits David perfectly. And I've also been told that he's a healer as well. I'm just here because I'd love to establish more communication with him. And I resonate with what others said. That's probably I'm just so close to him. It's hard for me to just sort of let go and just allow that communication to happen. So I don't know. What do you want to know? What would you like me to share?
Oh, I didn't know. I know you had some questions in the beginning, and so I just wanted to come back to you. What questions you had? You were just on the list of who were going down the list, and I know David had wanted to speak, and I really know because I know that that wasn't Jason or Jaden that was coming through at the end, and it was the moment you had started talking. So, what questions do you have, or do you just want to see what he has a channel, or
Well, I'd love to hear what what he'd have to say, but I'm also, um, I guess, curious to know why he doesn't communicate more. As I mentioned before the recording started, he's 31, and we've tried many, many different methods of communication, and nothing's really clicked. And I'm assuming it's that maybe David is just comfortable as he is. But I, as his mother, still would desire to know more about my son and his likes, dislikes, and what he has to share in this world.
okay, okay.
So I guess like the big thing, in addition to whatever might come through today, is how can I establish more communication with David?
Okay. And he was kind of bringing that up too. So yes, this is how I explain, to people is if you put your hand up to your nose, or even squish it up to your forehead or eyes, however you want to do it, put your hand as close to your face as possible. You can't see the lines. You can't even see the fingers and where they are half the time. You can just see, you just see the color of your hand. But the further and further and further it is from you, the more you can see the detail in it. And that's humanity. The closer that people are to us, the less we see. Because when they come close to us, and we see as much as we see in other people, we would want to interfere, we would want to interject, change, do something different. And so there is these kind of filters that are on. What I found with a parent, because my kids, I don't check into them unless I really, really have to, and I'm paranoid, and then I cheat code it sometimes, but I try not to. For the most part, what my kids will have to come and ask me, Mom, can you read me? So that's one thing, is to establish a connection with your child or your loved one, whoever that is, where you come up with a way. It could be a word. It could be something that they bring you. It could be something that they point to that gives you permission to check into them, gives you that permission to talk to them. And that way, maybe with David, he's bringing around like a piece of wood or something brown in his hand, and it's on. He could give you that piece of wood, and now I need to drop everything in my life so that I can be there present. Because what we're doing when we're connecting with our kids is we're having to drop all of our ego, all of our emotions, everything that we know, and it's so hard because especially with children, I've hurt my kids, and I would love to say, yeah, I'm a perfect mom and we've done great. And I mean, for the most part, we've done awesome. And times that I honestly, truly in my heart felt like I was doing greatness for my kids, I hear their stories and it's a totally different story, so it's hard for me to have to hear the truth about myself. So that's in the next place that you have to be in, is, are you okay with hearing the truth about yourself? Because that's what our number one fear is that they come in, oh my gosh, they're going to learn everything about us. The way that I take it is I want to hear it all about myself. I want to know so I can fix it in this life, and then I don't have to take it to my eternal life with me. So tell me everything bad, even if it's going to hurt. So then there's that opening of, whatever you need to say, I am here, and I'm dropping all of the judgments, and I'm going to put myself outside of you for a while, and I'm going to be your counselor, or I'm going to be your friend, or I'm going to be someone else, but step outside of motherhood. Step outside, of whatever role you guys are playing, and play that role as an observer and as somebody who is just going to hold that safe place for them to come and talk. So David said that he connects to you quite often. He said that both of us have been healers in the past lives. Mom's a healer too. She's not utilizing her skills in the way that she needs to, but she knows that she is a healer, and she knows that she's different than the rest, because many times she thinks outside of the box, and she knows how to fix things in ways that other people don't know how to fix them. But she hasn't learned how to fix herself yet in the right way, because she's always trying to bring herself to the point of, am I good enough for, and he's saying me, am I good enough for me? Yes, she is good enough for me. He's very sad about this. He says, I need you to know, Mom, you are good enough. Please stop trying to fix. Please stop trying to change. And please stop trying to adjust, because those are the barriers that are holding you back from connecting to me. When you don't see that I see you as you are 100% all the time. And I accept you, and I knew who you were. And that's why I became your son. Because when we sit together, we have so much energy that you become uncomfortable at times. And so I become uncomfortable, and this has led me into a greater depression. This is why I've been in my bed, and this is why I've been laying down, and why I haven't been as active, because I don't know how to get to you. But I feel your sadness, and maybe if we're sad together, then you'll feel me, and we'll feel each other. But I'm really sad right now for you. Only because I see how hard you try and how much you tell yourself you failed. You are the best, and I love you. And we need to be doing fires together more. I want to do the fires and sit outside with you and burn that energy and let it go. That's what we did in our last life together. You sat and you monitored the fire, and I danced around, and I let the fire burn. And I want to do that again. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to spell until it's right. But when I tell you I will do it automatically, it will happen. But only when you learn to have a voice first, Mom. When you learn to have your voice, then I'm going to learn how to have mine too. And when you speak, I will speak through you. And I have in many ways. There's been many times, and he's pointing out doctor's appointments, especially where you have felt or channeled for him in different ways that you haven't channeled, or it just came like you knew what he needed or knew what he wanted. And he said he sent it through you, and that you knew. Whatever he doesn't want to say out loud, but he's doing this, and he said sorry for the hole that Dad created in the heart. And I don't know what that means, and he's not telling me. He just said, I'm sorry for that hole. That hole, if you feel, you'll feel the love again. So he's just saying, like, there's something in you that was, and I don't want to say taken, but there's a little hole, and I know your heart's not right up here. He's pointing right here, but whatever in your left, it's almost like right above the breast. It's very tender up there. And he said that was from Dad. And he's like pushing it down like this and says it just needs to be moved, but it was never lost. So whatever that means to you, he just said, just move the energy and let the emotions go out, but never lost. Always, and he said, always ends with love. He's having hip issues. So his hips have been hurting and his lower back has been hurting him. And that's the complaints in his bodies that he's showing me. He says that his hips are a little bit off and that it's causing him lower back pain issues and then those hip issues. But his feet, he said you might not see them, but he said they feel gigantic. They feel swollen, but he's not showing me that they are swollen. But to him, it feels like they can't put any more pressure. Like a good foot massage or a foot massager might even work, but he's laughing also that maybe he doesn't let people touch his feet too much. Or if he puts his feet in the foot massager, that he says, don't be alarmed if you get me that because I'll scream, but I'll keep going back. Or kind of like, I don't know, he's doing this. But trying to put that in. He says he gets overstimulated, but he can put his energy through rubber and water. And he's showing me one of those long, almost like a rubber balloon or like a water balloon or something. Or they have toys that are filled with water, but he's showing me that really helps him. If there's something that's filled with water that he can kind of squish and play around with, that he can put his energy in there and then he won't use it. And that's when you can get rid of it. But he wants some place to harness his energy in. I don't know what this is, but he's very intent on this word. And I don't know if it's a name or a word, but he's saying Ashibwe. He said, remember Ashibwe. Whatever that means to you, I don't know, because I have no explanation on that. But he's Ashibwe, Ashibwe, Ashibwe. And he's just saying it over and over. So whatever that means, I don't know. I really actually don't know. I've never heard of it. And he's not pointing to anything. Sometimes they just say words too that kind of help activate. So yeah. That's the end of the message, Lori. So if you have any other questions or you want to say anything.
Wow. Thank you. I don't know if everyone sees your screen is frozen. Oh, okay, now it's not. That was phenomenal. And I so appreciated your introduction for me on how to be with David and how to let things go energetically, emotionally, to get out of my role of mother, to be an observer. This was all just so touching and helpful, and I need to sit with it. I'm so glad you recorded this, and I'm just very greatly appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you, Lori. All right. Anne-Marie, I know that we last time I didn't get to answer questions. I've had a really busy week. It's been phenomenally busy. And so I didn't get to answer a question. So I want to see if one of the kids want to answer that question for you. But I'm also really in Terry and Sky's energy is also pulling me here. So Terry, I'm going to get you on first here. How are you holding up?
A little slow and muted there.
So how can I help you? I'm really feeling like you need some answers or, something. I don't know. I'm just really feeling discombobulated and pulled when I get to you. What's going on?
Oh, sorry. I'm assuming a few weeks back there was just a mention that there was something that you needed to get with me and reach out with me about, and I wasn't quite clear on that. And so I and I know you're super busy, so I just wanted to connect with you sometime to see what that was in regards to. And I guess it just kind of brought up some feelings in me since then, wondering what it could be, you know. And then anyway, so yeah, just when you get the time or whatever, or a moment, then I guess we can connect and figure out what that was and put it to rest.
So, email me, let's connect Thursday. I'll for sure, and everyone's witness. Thursday is when I'm going to connect. Nothing was wrong. It was that he wanted emotional support for you and just some healing so that you could get some good. Basically, the message was mom's feeling really lonely, feeling out of now mom is really interesting because there's actually and I know I don't think you have 3 kids, but you have 3 that are showing up for you in this message. So if you've maybe had some other kids, or I don't know, but 3 of them are showing up. Just stating that you really need a good energetic hug and energetic healing, and that's what they wanted to do, is to offer you a safe place, because they say that so when I have the 3 talking, it's almost like my voice is shaking a little bit. So they're just saying that there's some things and some that you need to tell somebody, but you haven't had a safe person to tell, and that they needed you to have a safe person to talk about the trauma, because when you talk about things, it's almost like you become unstable, and they just wanted to provide you stability and some reassurance and some healing. So nothing was bad. It was just very personal things that they were talking about, or that, well, they are now, he before, but that is being talked about, that they just didn't want to have you crying and sharing and, everything. So it is just the most loving support that they could give you, and just wanted to give you space to release. And so that's all it is. So don't worry about it. It is just really that you need support, and you need, basically what they're asking me to do is come give you a big, like, matriarch mama energetic hug. And that's what you need, is a big hug from a good mama that is just going to love you in that moment and just say you're doing okay.
Well, thank you. I receive gratefully. I appreciate that very much. And I'm sure we could all use it. I thought Lori's message was very, like you said, it helps all of us. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Sky, where did you go? Hi,
Yeah.
welcome.
All right. I'm kind of sick, so my voice is yeah, it's kind of hard to talk. But anyway, I'm so happy to be here. I'm really glad that this is open for everyone who feels like coming. I joined last time, but I was really late because I didn't take into consideration just the time difference. But yeah, I'm here now, and so let's see here. About 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, I got the opportunity to work with this little boy. He's 2 years old. And at the time I didn't even watch the telepathy tapes, but it was in my field. Like, someone who I know who's really close to me, she introduced it to me. But yeah, shortly after I met this little boy and started working with him as a caregiver, oh my gosh, this is hard to speak because of my sickness, but I really want to get this out there. So yeah, I started listening to the telepathy tapes. I was blown away, but at the same time, like, as a little girl, I was highly spiritual and still am. So it kind of all made sense. I also kind of feel like I knew this was going to happen. These these human spirits coming to Earth. Anyway, so I am wondering if you would be able to connect with this little boy. He's very young. And I'm not going to say his name because I'm his caregiver and I just don't want to like cross any boundaries with the parents. But yeah, if there's any way that you can connect to him and if he has anything to say, that would be amazing.
So right away, I get that you're actually connected to multiple different people, and this isn't
What?
just one person. That the dreams and stuff that you've been having, you're visiting. They. So I'm just gonna. Sorry.
No, thank you.
Hang on here.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
also
gotta get my
ground
thoughts
because
in line, and then I gotta get all the rest of the thoughts in line. Hang on just a moment here. Got a lot of people coming in line.
oh my gosh, wow.
So what I hear is that so I hear as a whole, I'm just going to say as a whole, so I can get them all out of my head right now is, oh, hi. It's almost like confusion. Like, oh, hi. And you finally said it out loud, what you've been wanting to say out loud, even though you've said it out loud before. This is the first time that you said it out loud and meant it with some kind of information that you're trying to get back. So we now you see us, and it's funny because it's like, oh, you acknowledge us. We know you saw us, whatever, but they're loving the acknowledgement. And then they say, hi, you're a frequent dream traveler and travel in your dreams and see many of us many times. There's a platform that you go to. It almost looks like area, like what is it, area 51 or something?
51?
Yeah, but it's like this, they're just showing me that it's like concrete and there's these different lights, or it maybe looks like you're taking off for flight or something, but there's a pad that you're meeting these people at, like an actual like pad, and they're coming in, and almost like the hill would be, but they're coming in on this different pad.
Yeah.
So multiple are coming in, and they say that you're visiting more in your dreams, and that's why they say, sorry, you're so exhausted during the day because we're not letting you get sleep during the night, but we're really trying to edge you on to this. So now, okay, now we'll go down to you.
Wait, can I just pause for a minute? Is there a reason why I'm meeting these folks?
Because you understand us and you understand nature, and you take the time to teach through your eyes. So they're showing that you really take they're showing me like science labs, right? And how and TV screens and all this other stuff, and we have all of this that we can just go to a lab. We could go on to a TV screen, we can whatever, but the lessons aren't really there unless you're stopping and really taking the time to see. So they're showing me like, you'll take the time to watch an ant walk just to see how it walks. You'll take the time in nature just to stare at a blade of grass for an hour and just wonder how the wind's hitting it or what's going on.
Yeah.
So they're showing that you're teaching them through your connections of slowing down, and that a lot of times you will take that time where they said although your mind is very busy, you keep a simple life. And so what they're saying is like, oh, here, but also for the most part, you're calm, and you're an observer like them too, but you're actually, you're taking data on, they're saying.
Yeah, I'm studying the physical realm.
Yes. So they see you as a great teacher in that way, because they said that the teachers nowadays, when they're in the classrooms and we're behind the computers, they're not taking them out to actually have an experience, and that experience, because it's now from a screen and they're not doing it, doesn't allow them to learn, and they don't know how to calm down. So you calming down to this space and slowing
The
down.
collective? Is this for the collective?
You have So with you right now, I see 6 of them that are around you that have been working with you. So it's not, I mean, you'll expand more, but right now there's 6 within your units. Now, outside of the 6 that are actively trying to connect, you have a lot more that once you really connect with these guys, they're going to come in and they're going to be hitting a lot harder. And then that information is just going to be like,
Interesting.
whoosh. Look into,
Yeah.
they say you're really good at what is it? Permaculture?
Permaculture, yeah.
Permaculture. They said you're really good at that, and that's what they like using you for. Not use, and it's not using whatever in that way of like we're going to use you, but you're more of a naturalist and you're letting things grow naturally, and rather than trying to take them down with Roundup and all this other stuff, and you just let things grow. And then you're also connecting. They said that you have been connecting to the lands and the spirits of the lands also. And so that's also included into that. And they like that you just slowed down. They just really love your appreciation. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is that appreciation. And you're like, what's this? It reminds me, they're playing that song. What's this? What's this? There's, from, oh, someone help me out. Jack and, oh my God, Nightmare Before Christmas.
I wonder if they're also teaching me in their own way. It seems like they're kind of bringing data down and we're doing this exchange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're very much equal to energy exchange. A lot of people are, they're asking, Melissa, why aren't you doing anything for money? I'm like, what I'm learning in the exchange is far beyond anything that I could receive, financially, because you work together and you discover things together. And that's the beautiful thing about, telepathy as a whole. But I do want to go on to why I picked you, and saying like why I picked you as a caregiver, why I picked you as a caregiver. So very much making that claim that nobody else did, was because of the fact that you can see me and you see in my eyes and you know where I am. No words have to be said for the things that I feel, because you just understand them in such a natural way. I know it gets frustrating sometimes and I click out of myself, and that becomes someplace that you become unsteady for a while. But out of all of the people in my life, you do find a place to bring me back in a very humble way. You're not aggressive with me. You're not mad at me. You accept me. And even in the times when you're frustrated, I see that you take your step back and you say, wait, it's not about me. What can I do to help you? When most people will try to first attend to their own needs, you're not like that. You're somebody who sees that other people's needs supersede yours at a time when they are not feeling good in themselves. And I'm sorry for the amount of pain and empathy that you have had to endure in this life. And I know I'm just another, because all of the broken people come to you and they utilize your energy because you can take care of them and you send them off in a better way. And it's left you feeling very depleted. So on the times when I smile and laugh, I know that that's your payment, because you know at that moment that I am the happiest that I've ever been. And that makes you happy. And together we're happy. And when I can give you that energy, you can sleep better and you feel safer at night, and I can help you travel.
Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's just so spot on. I can't. Yeah, there's no question about it. So thank you, little big one out there who just came in. Thank you. Yeah, his soul is huge. He's really old. Okay.
I like the little big one. That's so perfect.
He's like 2, but like, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anne-Marie, I'm coming to you. I was hoping that it would be just one person coming through, but you have a plethora of people. And now when I say people, you got dead people around you too. So you must talk to spirits, and you have a lot of ghost encounter. No? Yes?
Not that I'm aware of.
Maybe you don't talk. Maybe you don't talk to them, but you notice them. Sorry, they talk to
Maybe
you.
that I talk to them, but whether they talk to me, I'm never sure. So
Well, they're playing with little things around your house and moving little things around your house. And so whatever that misplacing of the items and stuff that you're having, those are your ancestors that they're really messing with you right now. I know your question last time was about the book.
no, it's actually a course
The course.
that
Okay.
I'm stuck on. Yeah.
Okay. Do you
But,
want
sorry.
I'm going to let you talk.
Okay. So basically, I've just come to an absolute standstill, and I just can't seem to finish this last bit. And like I say, I've got all the information there, but every time I try and do it, something happens. But also the narcolepsy, because the thing of me falling asleep as soon as I get on the laptop to start writing, I'm just gone, so it's far. Narcolepsy normally is completely controlled. I don't usually have a problem with it because I take medication for it, but it's been uncontrollable for the past 3 weeks. But the other thing is that I suddenly thought, after asking you that, is this has been a pattern throughout my life. When I'm trying to get somewhere, either illness, I've had to deal with that all my life. Like, I think I've fixed something and then something else crops up. I mean, this is the 6 months I've not been able to write with my right arm, and finally getting that better, and then something else crops up, or it's family drama. So I was thinking, is there some kind of family curse or something? Because this does seem to be something that's occurred in my family as well. But I just feel like I keep getting to this brick wall. So I don't know if it's something in me, something outside of me affecting me, or whether it's, something ancestral.
Well, that makes sense why a lot of people didn't show up then, because it is 100% ancestral, and that's why the ancestors are bouncing around you. So we'll be channeling them. The arm pain is great grandmother. There was something with her arm specifically when it came to so she's saying because I cared for so many children. Now she's not saying that against you, but she's saying you are, or not against you, but she's saying that you are like her in the way that you have to care for so many that are not yours. And that is where this is coming with this course thing with you, is that, are you really prepared to give your energy to the world in the way that you cannot receive your energy back? And she gave her energy over and over and over, and it might, and I'm seeing an extension. So like, so she's carrying a child in her arm, but the child in her arm that is, it like looks like a child, but it has like the weight of the heaviest stone. And so although it looks like a child in a blanket, the weight is the stone, but it's also the world. So she's saying that, like her, you always try to be the matriarch of everyone and everything, and you have to care for them, and that you have never stopped to hold yourself up. And that was the problem with her, is she never stopped to hold anybody else up but the people around her, because she had to take care of them. So this is your ask right now. Please hold yourself up, because she's saying not enough people in the family are proud of you. And that was our curse, is that you're always searching for somebody out. You guys are so dang emotional today. Oh, she says, nobody in our family ever showed true pride in one another, or showed support in one another. And that was the curse itself, that it's not a curse from anybody else, but it was a curse from the family not giving the love and the support. And as you get further to this, you know that you're not going to get the support that you need. And so therefore you are trying and searching for what is going to make me complete. And now ancestors, lots of them, fill your room, and they say that they're filling you, so you might actually feel hot, cold, or tingles, because they're doing whatever to you too. But they're physically there, and they're saying that they you'll feel them throughout the day or might get the goosey bumps or something. But they're going to be there because you need that physical support. You need to know you're loved, you're cared for, and that your family's proud. They say you have been the one to take on all of these ancestral, well, not all. They said about 60% of the ancestral trauma, stuff you have taken on yourself. And because of that, it has led you to be in many different arguments or fights or just bickerings or separations with other family members because you're the ones there. She says it's like the whole train fell off the track and you're the only one trying to put it up there, and everybody else is just sitting in the train waiting for you to save and screaming like, why aren't you helping, why aren't you doing anything? You're like, I can't lift a whole dang train on my own, like I'm trying. And then she's saying, and that's also the weight of the world of trying to lift everyone else, who's broken. Writing is not going to work because the energy that you're utilizing now, I'm just going to keep going. Writing is not going to work for you because the energy that you're utilizing, you're putting it into your hands from your head and everything else. And it's not going to work because the last part that you need to do is channeling. So the last part that you need to do is with voice recording and to just go and to just trust your instincts and to just flow, because the final, she says now back grandmother, she stands and she's taking this toll to say, show them a big bang. Show them a big bang, darling. And it's not big enough yet. Show the world so the whole damn world's going to be proud of you. And who cares about the rest? We only needed them for their blood anyways, and to show what happened wrong in the world. She was feisty. She is feisty lady. I don't know if your mom liked her too much. I know.
Oh, is this on my mother's side?
Yeah.
Is it? All right. Okay.
Yep.
I didn't know any of them, but
okay. But
I didn't know any of them.
She says, take them all on, and they'll all be proud of you, but you'll never get the validation you needed from the family. So one of the things that I'm asking you to do is put the validation in yourself, because that's the one thing our family never did. And once you validate yourself, the rest of the family will have to see it, and the rest of the world will. And stop thinking that what she says, okay, now you have other people coming in. Okay, now Owen just wiped her out there. Wow. Okay. Awesome. He's like, hang on, you're getting too much. Just let me just let me take this right now. Owen says, I recognize the hard work that you have put in, all of your intuition, your work, your data, your researching, and you have really worked on this so hard that you want perfection. Drop the perfection and let the people know that perfection is not what we could strive for, because as long as we strive for perfection, we strive for the things that we don't even know that we want to. Or, I mean, when we strive for perfection, we are striving for things that we think we want. Okay, thank you. The things that we think we want in life, but we don't actually need. When we strive to just be ourselves in the imperfectly perfect ways that we are, is when the gifts start to come. And so if you're trying to receive perfection and you're trying to achieve that perfection, then you're trying to achieve something that goes against your class. Stop that and just let it flow. I'll be there to help you. If you need help, call on me, a channel, and just hold the recorder. Don't worry about everything else. Just worry about a new way, a different flow, because the computer stops your flow. It stops your intuition, and it remaps your mind. And your ancestors and your guides do not want you to do anything else but be open-hearted, truthful, and not in control.
Thank you.
And he ends it with, I'm proud of you too.
Thank
he
you,
sees
Erin.
how much work. He's like, you have really been trying, and you're like, okay, today's the day. Nope, it's not perfect enough. Today's the day. I'm missing this. And he said, just go ahead and start putting the class out, because you're going to be making 3 classes that are going to follow this one.
Yeah.
So get it perfect on the 4th class.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Miss Kim, I'm feeling you today. What's going on, Mama?
Actually, things have not been too bad. We just got to spelling, so we're waiting for the practitioner to come down. Yeah, no, we actually are in a good spot. We had there was a stretch there where it was the really bad sleep, and some, the aggression stuff again. Whoops, can you hear me?
I can. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So there was, but that was like, I'm going to say that was 4 or 5 days ago. He's been in a good spot. He's been sleeping well. Yeah, no complaints.
Good. I'm so happy to hear that because I know you've been
Thank
really
you.
struggling.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it was
so
hard.
good.
And I think, yeah, we'll take it. So I just love sitting in on these because I was so emotional when you were talking about, because just so much of it resonates, right? Like, I know you're talking to one person in particular at any given time, but it just speaks so much to everything that I'm going through as a mom, and I'm sure all the parents, caregivers, everybody. It's just, as we navigate this life. So thank you. Thank you for creating this space and your insights, and it's amazing.
Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And then Melissa, I know you were talking in with those peacocks. Do you want to tell people what the peacocks meant? Oh, we got Nick too. I don't know.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. I can.
Okay. I'm in a car, so I was just double checking. Yeah, the peacocks, they are all about transformation and what we see is the beauty in the world. And the more we see the beautifulness, the more our world becomes that, because that's what we end up living, because that's what we envision and believing in ourselves and all of that. And so I just think those are so beautiful. And it's kind of ironic because the place that we moved to this past year ago, a friend of mine lived by there his whole life, and she used to have peacocks at that same place at our house. So those peacocks were running around there 30 years ago. And so I was just like, how ironic then, start showing all these peacocks too. And I was like, oh, that's that instant transformation. If any of that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I just know you do the animal stuff, so I wanted to see what you had to say about the little peacocks coming in today.
I think they were here for all of us to say we're on our right path and to follow our hearts and listen to the kids. And I was just going to even ask you, I didn't want to hop on too long because I said I'm in the car with people, but if the kids or anybody had anything to say to me for my stuff I was doing, or just to like high vibe myself. So just wondered if anybody had anything to say. It's just different
So the
hearing
words I'm
from someone
getting,
else.
trust more, release more. So trust more, and then when they're saying trust more, release more, they're saying let it come more naturally. Some of the things that are coming to you, you're holding back and not releasing them as quickly as they can because you're trying to make sense in the brain. So there you said trust more, release more. You're on the right path. You're doing good. They just know that you can do so much more. Like, very proud of you, where you came from, what you're doing, the faith that you've taken in the past 2 weeks. They're showing stomach. They go right to tummy and right to head. When I'm feeling tummy and head in the way that I am, it shows also that there could be some kind of entity that came onto you, and that's the thing that's blocking you. It's not like demonic, it's not whatever. It's just there is an entity that was there. So if you've been feeling nauseated or more like a headache, that there is another entity that had attached to you. So getting that released would be really great. And that will also help with the flow. And they said that you don't need anything big. You don't need anyone in particular. Just go outside. They're saying go outside and go talk to the grass and the trees and ask them to heal you, and then tap into the divine, and you'll be able to get that entity along or away yourself, because you're powerful enough to get this one away, as you are many of them away. But as your powers are coming up, they're coming towards you, and they're saying the curse has been lifted, but the energy is still lurking and watching over you. All you need is, they said, the tree, the grass, and a good prayer, and you'll feel the release, and it will give you, it'll give you more energy for these next few days. Because they're saying maybe your energy is a little low or motivation's a little bit low, but they'll heighten that up for you. So
yeah. That is true. That is spot on.
Yeah. But that's good that you're strong enough and good enough and in the right space to be able to do it yourself. So I know you'll be able to do that. I trust in you for sure. Oh, Anne Marie, I love your kitty cat. I'm such a cat lady. Ugh, gosh, it's sad. We live in like the like outskirts of country, and so we get cat donations all the time. I say cat donations, but we really find them almost dying on the side of the road, because there's so many people with farms here, and they don't take them in. They're just like, well, they live in my farm, they can eat the mice, and some of them can't survive like that. So we got a lot of cats here. Okay, I'm gonna go to Laura here, and then we're gonna hit Zan, and then I think we're gonna end this. Laura, you wanted to know about Nick?
Hi, yes. Forgive me, I'm making lunch. I'm making peanut butter. Oops. Cat just jumped on the desk. It's lunchtime here, and Nick's been amped for 2 hours. He's been a busy guy for like the last year, and he's just told me yesterday that he's nearing the end of the time that he has to put in on this work that he's been doing, and that we're going to get back to our art and do some healing through that. So I'm just wondering if there's anything more. We've had a long period of not a whole lot of contact. He's been really hibernating. So I've just enjoyed listening to everybody's stuff and can relate to almost all of it. I guess that's what happens when you're like the oldest one. And Nick's 38, I'm 65, in about 2 weeks. So yeah, it's been really educational, but I just thought, okay, I'll ask as well, and maybe he'll confirm it a little later.
So there's a little giggle that happens right away. Just because, so what I'm hearing right away is I got married without telling you. Like, I got married in spirit without telling you. So there's somebody in there that's like a crush or somebody or something that he is connecting to, but he's seeing it like, I got married. And so I'm having a relationship and just busy connecting to her. And I'm living out the life that I wanted to live. Now, whether that's in this life or in a different dimension.
Oh, I know about this. Yeah, I know about this. I know her name.
So he said they got married. um in spirit, and so they have been trying to regulate each other and really help each other out in a way that that his life is most serving for him on this field. He says, now that we're married, we got to be responsible, and we need to make sure that we take care of our lives and our body on this field, because now we're responsible adults and we're trying to live like other people. Just like very like this very noble like comes out of like, and now I'm just trying to be responsible and accountable for my own actions, and I have to figure out how I'm going to support the
He can make his own lunch.
So yeah, he says what I would really like to work on right now is the fusions of the brains, and that's what I've been working on, is our brain being able to fuse so that we can fill in the links of each other, of what I needed and what she needed, and now I can feel that energy and she can feel that, and so we're coming into a place where we're becoming whole. But I need a lot more help, and I need more of you. He says, more of your hounding, although he doesn't like the hounding, but he says, I need more hounding to tell me how to be an adult man. I really need to learn how to be a man. I need more chores. I need to do more activities, and I need to know how to talk to people properly, so that I can best support my wife. So wanting to just like, I don't know, he just reached this like, we got married in our head. That's all we needed kind of thing. And now I want to be an adult, and I'm really having a hard time figuring that out, because now that he's taken this, it almost seems like he wants to achieve new things, because now he sees, oh, this is humanity. This is connection. I need to be more engaged. And so he's wanting to engage more and needing a little bit of help and push. And says, maybe you need to hound him. He said, hound me more. But it's not, just the way it said, hound me more. But instead of one finger pointing, it's two fingers pointing. And just being maybe more stern. I mean, not, just like, you need to do this, you need to do this. He says, I understand that it's frustrating sometimes, but just know it's my body catching up. My mind still wants it. So if you say it enough times, my body will start reacting in the way that my mind wants it to. But I just want to be, he says he would love to be in a work program where he's getting financially paid, so that he can help pay you.
Oh, well, he kind of does that already through some of the systems that are, knock on wood, still standing. But we've just got a new avenue for our art. Let me show you something real quick. Don't know if you can see it.
Oh, wow.
So we just had this printed. I don't know how close I can get it. I can share this later on my page. Anybody wants to friend me, go ahead. But anyway, this is a printed canvas of one of our pieces that we co-created together. So it's not terribly expensive. This is like our next project to do together. So I do the sketch. He does the spheres, which represent our collective, our new possibilities, where the spheres overlap. You get totally unexpected colors. And we're going to use this to help heal people, because they're going to read into the art what they need to see. So I think that's where we're going. He just said that yesterday. So, and the marriage thing is bizarre, because this is someone that he's talked about. It's an aspect of myself. So it weaves in and out so intricately. It's really astonishing. So he seems to be in a good place. I was kind of hoping he'd tell me more about his project. But that's going to be culminating here in a couple of weeks, as I understand it. So I do appreciate the laugh and the giggle, though, because it's been kind of dark, like we just got to keep plodding along and get to this certain point, and there's a date involved, and we're almost there, and then he can relax. That's what he's actually told me. So
yeah,
that's great. And I know you've healed him a couple of times since I first met you. So thank you for that. And so hopefully, it's more downhill from here, because we've had a task, and it's been ongoing for the last at least a year, in a grueling way, but prior to that, it's all been working towards completing the task. And I know some of the younger kids on here are just figuring out what their roles are or getting prepared and learning as much as they can. And I feel like we're over the hill on that part. We're doing jobs, a different kind of job. Um, so this is going to be our art is going to be our job going forward, is what I thought. So we'll see if he confirms that for me. But I thank you. I don't want to keep you, and I got to get this lunch served. So I'll
No,
let you
no,
know.
the art is one thing, and he's really excited to make that money. But that's what he's saying. He wants to make sure you make that money. Like he wants to pay you money too. That's part of his manhood passage. So maybe that art is just you keeping that money and saying thanks, bud. I mean he'll probably give it to you, but he really wants that. But he's like, I really want to work. I really want to do more.
Okay.
He's pointing to like different specters of the brain. Like boop, 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 boop. And he's like, wouldn't it be a great idea? And what would really help us, because he's going back actually to the frequencies of other Laura, I think it was.
Too many Lauras.
I know. He says I want to make a speaker for the head, like a one speaker for the head. And he goes, and all I would need to do is have, he says, so he's showing me like 42 different tiny little speakers, and then finding what he says, what I would really like to do is I would like to have a speaker system over the head, 42 different speakers, all different spots. And I would like to see what stimulates the brain. Is he burping a lot? Or is he getting stuff in his chest stuck?
I don't know. He's yelling in the other room right now. To me, he's channeling when he releases that sound. It feels like a big burst of energy to me. And that's a part of the work that's been ongoing. That's almost done.
Okay. Maybe it was just trying to come up too fast or something. That it was just but he said I would like the system to be over there over the head, but then also find all of the different parts of the brain to what is and he is going down to the different frequencies of of the delta or the theta or the beta, even down to the zetas. And he said I would love to get that, because then we could find the people's brains and see where their synapses is not firing in the right way, and we could play that tune to ignite the brain to function fully. And he said it would waken people, and he said it would be really funny because it might actually make people trip out because their brain would take off so many different filters. But he said, I'm giving this away almost, or anybody that could do this. Let's try it and see what happens, because I think that we could heal the brain in different ways. And he wants to do brain art. He said that that he can do art with his brain. And he's pointing to this. He said, I would love one of the, or he goes, I would love one of those, because then I could put it on me and I could show the world how to paint with my brain. Whatever that means. I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Ellen is saying something.
Yeah,
Ellen,
Brain Enhancement Center in Bellevue,
Ellen, can you
Washington.
come on and just say that, and then we'll go to Kim here next. I don't know about that, Ellen, if you're okay with that.
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, just what he was describing. The Brain Enhancement Center will do an actual brain scan, and I can sometimes show you Caleb's, but they'll do a brain scan of all the different frequencies and all the different sections of the brain. And just as your son was saying, will tell you kind of where is it over functioning, where is it maybe under functioning. And they very gently feed your brain the frequencies to help it to heal, and to feed it the frequencies to help promote that self-healing, to decrease the inflammation. And we've seen some really great things for Caleb. It was like a 40% decrease in his delta. His delta was way too high. too much power. And we can see after about 17 sessions, the brain scans show just so much of it functioning how it should. Because if you have too much power in the delta, basically that's a disengagement. I mean, you want that when you're sleeping, not when you're awake. And so it will go through all the different frequencies and kind of help heal where there needs to be healing. So it's been great. Yeah, there's maybe a dozen spellers who go for treatment there, and it's really gentle. Yeah, so you can look into that. It just reminded me of that because it's exactly kind of what your son was describing. And Caleb has really, I mean, we're seeing Caleb do some things that he's never done before. For some of the spellers, they've started to talk, they're moving better. Yeah, their reaction times are better. It's helping their motor be connected more to their bodies so that they can do some of the things that they want to do. So
yeah, we have OCD issues that have been just crippling, that have really made the world very small. You can't get in and out of a doorway, and you've got to repeat things so many times.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Great
they
to
have a
help with
website, and they love our autism community and the spellers. They're totally on board with all of that. And they're actually going to go to the Speller Center in San Diego and work with some students there. But yeah, they work with anxiety, depression, OCD, but really their heart is for the autists and helping where they can there. So yeah, they're really, really beautiful people. We've loved working with them, and we'll probably go back. We did about 20 sessions, and we'll probably go back and do some more.
Is this something experimental that insurance companies will say hell to the no?
Yeah, it's not covered by insurance.
Yeah, of course not.
Okay. And the guy who
That's why we need the painting money, right, Melissa?
That's right. But they're working on becoming a nonprofit. They are a nonprofit, but they're working on getting funding so that they can fundraise and be able to give scholarships for people. And they're trying to expand that way. But the guy who developed this technology, his own son as an infant was born with the cord wrapped around his neck. And so he had brain damage, and the doctor said, you're going to have to take care of him for the rest of your life. And so he started doing the research, and all the brain therapy out there at the time was too intense. And so he said, how can I develop technology where this can be gentle enough for a baby? And his son is doing great, went to college, all of that. So just healed the brain. So it's pretty incredible what they're doing.
Wow. Yeah, I'd love to know more about it. I have an autism support group online. I'd love to share about it because I'm sure others would like to hear about that. It's a one instance maybe where we could say we would like some cures for the autism, just to help life and support life, to be more positive every day, as opposed to wiping out the gifts that come along with.
Right. That's what it is.
Autistic.
It's just providing that support so that they can live their lives with a little bit more freedom and,
right, as gracefully as possible. Yeah.
Feel better in their bodies. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds wonderful.
But
well,
anyways,
thank you so much.
Can feel free to reach out to me if you have more questions about that.
I probably will do that. Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you, Melissa, and everybody.
Yeah, that's really cool and interesting. Where is that place at? I almost want to get a hold of
San Diego.
It's in Bellevue. I'm over here in Washington State. It's called the Brain Enhancement Center. It's in Bellevue, Washington. And people can come and do intensives. So people from out of town come in and maybe stay for a week.
That's awesome. That's really neat.
I'll definitely reach out because I have a lot of questions, but I got to deliver a sandwich. So I'm going to turn it back over. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
All right. Kim and Chrissy, if you guys got something quick, I know both of you had your hands up. Otherwise, we are over our 2-hour time.
Yeah, she can go.
Okay. Did you have something to say?
Something happened when we got here, and it reminded me of something. So I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll connect with you later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, Chrissy.
I just wanted to see if Mason had anything to say, because when you connected the EEG, the second you said connect, he started yelling from the other room.
He was really excited today to show you that he was talking through it. So I do know that he was one of those that I'm like, okay, hang on, calm down. All of them actually, there were more than just Jaden that came in at first. They're like, oh, we all get to talk and show you. And so that's where I was like, okay, get out of my head so I can just have my own brain for a while. But yeah, I'll get this. I'm sorry, guys. I thought that I had it all the way. I thought that I had it charged, but I didn't. So next show, we'll do that. But yeah, I'll get Mason on there because he was like, I want to show my voice. I want to do it. And he had a lot to say. They just like seeing their voices.
Oh, that's good. And did he have any messages for me for today? Quickly before we go.
His pH is a little off in his belly today. He's saying, if you could do some, I know he's not fed all the way through the mouth there, but he's pointing to like lemon juice would help.
And maybe squeeze it into his food.
Yeah. He said, I really need the lemon juice today. My pH is off. This wasn't just now, but I will say, I was in bed the other night and he came and spoke, and when they reach out, sometimes they just say stuff, and I don't think to reach out to parents right away, but he's saying reach out, or tell you this. He really enjoyed laying in my bed itself, because he just came in my body and he was like, oh, this is nice. I want these sheets. He was really in love with my sheets. I have grounding sheets. They plug into the wall. They're like $100, totally 100% worth it for anybody out there with any back pain, arthritis, joint pain, anything, or just need a good grounding. But they're full fitted over my bed. And he was just loving my sheets. And he said he wanted some grounding sheets too. So if you can get him just the grounding sheets to plug into the wall, he'd love
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Zan, we're coming to you next. I know. I think
I'll be super fast. My kids have been triggering a lot of the electricity in the house. All the bulbs are burning out. And I was talking to my friends who went to the side games a couple weekends ago now, who do electrokinesis stuff, and trying to figure out like what avenue I need to access or help them in, or to kind of help them contain this, or what needs balancing in them essentially. And so yeah, I don't know. I've got one swinging behind me. And so anything, if you get anything in that sense of like what might be helpful to like balance them, or like do protection shield. I can't even get them to like leave the house a lot because it's just so overwhelming. There's a lot of sensory overwhelm. So, and again, like, it's like, I'm so close. I'm too close to it. I can pick up all the other kids, but I can't pick up mine.
The first thing that I saw right away, and I know it sounds, I mean, I don't know if you want to do it, but I'm just showing, I just say with what I see. We need good soil. Again, I don't feel safe on the soil is what I'm hearing. The soil is not safe anymore, and I would like to have a better understanding and relationship with it. Can you bring it inside and put it in a tub or a pool? So I'm seeing like one of those kiddie tubs, and just having sand and soil both at the same time to just get there, because the first thing I heard right away was I'm too overstimulated and so much energy is coming through right now that I can't control, that I can't calm down. But when I go outside, I just receive more, and I receive more of that energy from everywhere. And my safe house is in my home. This is my bubble. This is my energy, but I also need to release with nature, and I need to have a better relationship with nature, because right now nature is so sad and so upset by the misuse and by it not being appreciated, or even people, he says, people are not coming home anymore or seeing earth as the home. And so it's being misused. and I don't feel safe stepping ground on it right now just because of the way that the earth is. I feel it. But can you bring it into my house, because I still want to heal it. I still want to help it, and I still want to be a part of it. And I need somewhere to put this energy. So I would love to have a play center with sand and soil. And I'm okay, we're expanding on this one now. I'm seeing like a pool or a tub, but also having maybe a place to pour some water. It might get a little bit messy, but this is a way just to get that energy, get into other energy, get rid of all the energy through the soil and the crystals, heal the nature, change frequencies through water, and then take that energy and put it and throw it outside when you're done. And then that energy goes outside, and then he can be connecting to that energy again until it feels safe to go back outside. Because I just see this as just a little blip. This isn't been a forever thing. This is, I'm just going through it right now, and we need to learn how to reconnect to each other. But but I need to let the energy go somewhere, because I can't contain it myself. And so it's interrupting everything. This is not only the light bulbs, this is the computers. This is the phones. This is like,
Yeah,
all
everything,
all
of it. Yeah,
all
it's
of
so
it.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
You're not
and then
even
when we're all in
thinking.
the same room, everything just explodes basically.
Right. Well, I'm even seeing like I'm interrupting mom's sleep. And so you're not even being able to sleep. Like you're having these awesome dreams, and you're almost bringing them back like a lucid, like, oh, what would just happen? And
Yeah.
it's funny because the way that you're waking, it's like, oh, I'm here. Okay.
Oh, I believe that. And last night, do you guys have the Entangled app from that they download that Adam Curry made, where you can like it'll ping your area if it picks up that you've been triggering the quantum like number generators. And like in the middle, mine have been pinging myself. They're like, oh, you trended, like, because it'll say you're either your area or the world or you. And I keep pinging in the middle of the night. I'm like, what am I doing in the middle of the night that is pinging these like the all these generators in the area? That so it's so funny. But I'm like, I bet he is too, because he's been sleeping next to me because he's been having some sleep regression.
Yep.
So those cute little stinkers. And then there's two non-speakers that I speak with every once in a while. I wonder if any of it, if they come in. You don't have to say messages, but if you like know or can sense that they're hanging out, or if they're doing their other thing right now, I wonder if either of them would come in right now.
Sorry, what were you? Ask me that again.
Sorry, I was like slithering in
the
fast.
Chat. I usually don't have the chat open.
No, you're fine. There's like two, maybe even three other non-speakers that we kind of cycle between. I wondered if you picked up on any of them. Oh, and a lady with dementia that oh, and a little spirit girl. Oh, there's a lot that float around here in my house. I let them all. I'm always open. I'm like, hey, you guys can come and hang out anytime you want. I let them come to the movies with me. I let them do whatever if they want to. So it might be more than one. But if there's one particular that's strong, I can't get a name of one.
Are you talking the woman?
I felt like it was a girl. There's a girl. Yeah. There's two girls and two boys that are kind of more frequent flyers here.
You have a woman in the kitchen that cooks, though.
Oh, I have
she turns on like like energetically. I'm not saying that she comes and turns the oven on, but it's almost like she turns it on, and you wonder. She's like laughing.
Oh, but I actually just let an energy worker who's 74 move into my basement. Like she uses my kitchen. Like she's just kind of staying in her extra room for a while. She's transitioning. And like she's been an energy worker forever. And like we only just met, but like it was an energy connection. I wonder if it's maybe this person.
No.
Or is it somebody different?
It's
no,
somebody
it's not.
it's somebody who's passed. They really enjoy that energy. Ironically, I don't know why I said ironically. It was just the way she presented herself, and I'm like, that, yeah, of course. Or I don't know, maybe she said it. Whatever, her name's Betty Lou. And you might have heard it. I don't know why she said, ironically, my name's Betty Lou. But
the lady's name is Becky, the other one who just moved in. I wonder if she's thinking ironically because it's so close or something.
Okay. Because I'm like, I don't know what that is. Was I thinking ironically? She's like, no, I said ironically. But she's one I don't know. She says I like cooking in the kitchen. So you might hear sounds or stuff or smells in the kitchen.
She broke my oven lights. That's what she just did. Both of
Okay.
my oven lights keep burning out.
I'm like, she's doing something around the dang oven and telling you like, I'm here and you need a little.
Her.
She's like, in the most like granny like way. Do you need some cooking lessons? Just come stand by me. You don't need a recipe, girl. I'll tell you how to feel for your food.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
So she just wants to show you how to intuitively cook, I guess would be
I love that.
the right way. I'm not picking up on anybody else, but I am picking up on the panda next to you. So you need to look into panda spirit animal because there's a panda and a koala bear, two tiny bears, koala bear and a panda bear. The koala
Is there a polar bear?
No polar.
Okay. A panda and a koala bear. Okay.
A panda bear and a koala bear. Like a panda.
It's the best.
So you have two of them, but yeah, check and see what they look. What are you guys giggling about over there, Tara?
We're saying a panda.
It's the start of a joke.
Koala bear.
A panda bear.
Oh, that's funny.
Koala bear walk into a bar.
Is it appropriate to tell?
It's the start of it. We're making it up as we go along.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Are these non-speakers coming in the form of that? That's happened to me before too.
Yeah, it could be. Is there a 5-year-old boy around you then?
My son is 6.
There's somebody like 5-ish around.
Is he Hispanic or is his name Austin?
It's not Austin. I only see it spirit. But I see him tugging on your leg and your pant legs and trying to get your attention. So whatever that pant leg is, he says, yeah, it is, he's saying something in a different language, but it's, it would come to, this friend is like my mom who connects to me and speaks with me. Speaks for me, but doesn't speak to me.
And I'm in the friend, or you saying?
Yeah. Like it's like friend, but like almost like I'm auntie to all my friends' kids. Like I'm Auntie Melissa. I don't care. I'm Auntie Melissa. It's like that. So like, like your auntie, but it's like kind of a friend, like a friend relate, like maybe your friend's child or something like that.
Okay. There's been a couple calling to me that I'm trying to find, so maybe that's one of the ones in my road.
He's pointing a D, so it must start with a D. But it's not Derek, but it's like Dare or something, like Dare.
Oh, okay.
Something with that. But it's not being pronounced. I'm not the best with names on the spiritual side all the time, unless they come out like, here it is.
It might be like with a different ethnic heritage name that is not as familiar, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah. Go ahead. Did you guys come up with the end of your joke?
Yeah.
No, it had to be with a light bulb. I don't know.
Yeah, how many bears does it take to screw in a light bulb? It takes a panda bear. No.
That's actually relevant and perfect.
But actually, Zan, you asked a question, could it be some of the autist spirits that are around you? I wanted to let you know I'm still going backwards in time to see how early it's been that they have been around. But the answer is yes. I have had dozens, at times hundreds, and even 1,000 of them around me at times. And it's the autist spirits for a purpose or a class or to learn something. So you could very well, don't discount that. Some of them could be the autists there for a reason.
I love that.
Yeah.
It goes, I just hear Will in my head. I miss you all. You know, like we're all connected. And when you really get connected to them, It's just a moment. Like when I heard Will, I couldn't see you guys because I was looking at my
Will's
screen.
thing, I was like bawling. I started crying. He's like, "Is everybody okay?" I was like, "It's me. I'm bawling. I'm sorry."
Loved it. Just I miss you all.
Yeah.
But that is really what they're all about. Is they're just like, come back, see me, talk to me, be there, and that really is what our whole telepathy community is about. And I'm going to say this, guys, if you're wondering, I've had a lot of people writing and asking, is this real? Is this real? Is this person real? Is this person real? What's going on? And this is what I'm going to say. If the person is about love, unity, community, and helping others succeed, not tearing others down, they're probably part of our community. If there's somebody that's saying, blah, 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 and it doesn't feel right in your heart, or it doesn't feel right that they're saying something about anybody else, then just leave that information. You don't need to take it all. But when we are in this community, we all know each other. And I will tell you, I know we're really getting long here, guys, but that's okay. It's a good one today. What I will say is that when you truly connect with telepathy, and I'm going to go back, I said it a few times already, but exactly what Will said. When you truly connect with telepathy, there's never a time of, oh my gosh, I've never met you before. It's nice to meet you again. And then we have the conversation. It's wait, who's here? I know you. And that's why our brains, when David came on, he came on because he was allowed, and he just came in. I'm like, okay, it's David. But it's having to just take that time to say, wait, who is this? Because they all want to connect. We all want to connect. We came to this earth to just connect. Really, we could do everything else except for connect. And that's it. So if you're in this world and you're wanting to be a good guy, just really support strong connections throughout everyone. Support love. That doesn't mean that telepathy is always love itself, because people talk about demons, they talk about ugly things, they talk about whatever. But at the end, they say, I love you, I wish the best for you, and I want the best for you. So don't ever be afraid of what telepathy is going to do, unless you're really afraid of your heart being open. Then don't do telepathy. But otherwise, once you open up, it's really funny. Scott says, oh, how long have I been in contact with these people? And it's probably all your life. It was just the time that you met them in the person. That being said, Adam, I know you wanted to check in really fast, and then we're going to end today. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're really over time today, but that's okay. You don't need to be here if you don't want to. But Adam, let's go to you, and then we're going to close up.
Thank you. I really appreciate you making a little bit of time for me here at the end. I came an hour late. I got the time zone mixed up, so that was gutting because I've been really looking forward to this. So last week was kind of like my head was just sent spinning around in circles when you told me that you called me out completely unexpectedly. There's all these people around me saying, finally he's here. And this was after for the past few weeks, I've been feeling this really strong compulsion to work with non-speakers, even though I don't know any in my life. And since the call last week, it's just been getting more and more intense. I've been extremely exhausted, progressively each day, getting more and more exhausted. And you mentioned to Sky about interference with sleep. And although I've been sleeping kind of like normal hours, 8 hours a night, it's just been not enough. And the dreams have just been getting so intense, really vivid. And then last night it just got too much. I had a really, really vivid dream of one of my closest friends dying. He was there just on the pavement, eyes closed, and I was like, oh my God. And then I kind of woke up, or half woke up, and very, very, very vividly, and I've never had this before, so it freaked me out, had his voice saying, "No, Adam, you're right. Try and get a message to me, please." And I'm like, "Oh my God, what on earth is going on?" So wake up in the middle of the night, get my phone out, send him a message. My boyfriend's like, "You okay?" "Yeah, I'm just checking if my friend's dead." And then luckily he's not, right? He's absolutely fine. He's been sending me messages through this call, sending me videos and photos of his kids and stuff. But yeah, I just don't know what's quite going on. Oh, hello. That's my boyfriend now. He's just taking my breakfast away. Thank you. So yeah, I don't really have a question. It's just like I don't really know what's going on, and it feels really overwhelming. And I don't know if it's kind of just like work-life stress that's caused this, or whether it's something else, or if anything comes to you. And if you're just like, "No, Adam, keep calm and carry on," that's absolutely fine. I don't want to take up any more time.
Well, keep calm and carry on for sure. But I will also say that, and I'd have to go back to see what the EEG did here. But if it was, because I was trying to keep my eyes closed and not look at the screen, it's so much easier with scientists around and nothing else. Or just closing my eyes in a dark room and letting them do the read. But anytime that I do any kind of telepathy, it's not just my brain waves and it's not just me and my body. It's a shared, it's now a shared brain. And when we are going into spirituality, we open ourselves up in ways that we haven't, which means that our spirit and our body and the way that our mind even functions now has to make way for this new change. There is something called ganglia that actually grow in the brain when you do more meditation. The more spiritual or more religious that you are, these little ganglia will start to grow in the brain, and they're actual like these little squiggly eyes that stuff start to come through. And what's happening in that is that the brain is actually being squished against the skull. So a lot of times we'll get headaches when we start to enter into a different kind of communication, spirituality, and that kind of thing, which kind of makes it a fuzzy brain. It's a lot in right around this area here. And we start to grow these things. Well, when we're growing that, the brain then has to reconfigure, and the cells in our body actually have to reconfigure. When we are going through any kind of reconfiguration, it's the same as though we're healing. Our body was programmed this one way, and now we need to get the old stuff out to make room for the new. So all of this old stuff is going to come out. You're going to have probably a lot more emotion. You're going to be connected, maybe even be startled a little bit more, because now things are going to start touching you, and it's kind of like, where are you? What's going on? Also, we're not just, when I was just talking, you could see the brain waves were just kind of normal. And then when somebody else came, they got a lot more active. So when the brain is active, the body's still active. And at these high vibrations that, people really are forced into when they reach a heightened spirituality, a heightened state of consciousness, which really is a heightened state of awareness. When we reach a heightened state of awareness, our brain functions differently, and it's at a higher frequency. When we're at these higher frequencies for a prolonged amount of time, then our body, because it's energy, will naturally kick in and balance it. So as much as you're heightening right now, your body is actually going to also ask for rest. And it's just like shutting a computer down at night. When we really are having all these computer problems and it's getting overstimulated, we do a restart. And sometimes you even leave your computer overnight and then it totally cools down. And whatnot, when you reboot it, it ends up being fine. So our brains function much like a computer. Anytime that we get in new data, more resources, new apps, new things, it's always best to do a reset, and that reset is shutting down. So the fact that you're shutting down actually shows me that you're waking up, because that means that your mind is stimulated at such a high pace that now the body says, oh, wait, I need to shut down. And I'll tell you, when I'm in my heightened telepathy and I'm fighting for my brain space, shutting down is the only thing that I can do, because if I'm shut down, they're shut down. And then it brings me to a place where I reboot before I start on the internet and whatever applications I have or whatever. And it's just me. And it's that calm spot. So it takes about 3 months to get that calibration on you. And just know that you're going to be in these highs and these lows, and it's going to be extreme, like downloads. I mean, I've been vomiting, I've had nosebleeds, I've been shaking like I was in seizures from, I mean, the downloads that come so fast. And then you're going to also be on that flip side of, okay, I received enough. You know, you can only shove so much in your drawer before you can't get it shut anymore. And my grandma always said that, you know, she had dementia, and she said, no, it's just me cleaning out my drawers of the things that I didn't want because I shoved them full for so long. I had all this information. I just had to get rid of it. And so you're just cleaning your drawers. You're cleaning that out. So there might be even a little bit where it seems like you know nothing, like you're just stupid and you don't get it, but your body's going through it because your spirit's going through it. Just wait, calm, keep going. It'll all come up to you. Usually the body and the spirit catches it, and then the mind catches it. But once you get used to it, then it'll all just work its way out. But if you guys are going through and you're like, I started my big journey and now I'm falling apart, I'm going to say, congratulations. That means you really started it. Because it's going to be a wild dang ride and a purging of everything before it's not. And I'll tell you, even when you get closer, or even, you know, I'm advanced in my journey. I mean, I'm 46 years been doing, you know, stuff, 17 in the line of work that I'm doing now. And I will tell you that every time that I get closer and closer and closer, my whole life falls apart, or my body falls apart, or something falls apart. And that's just creation saying, stop, slow down, observe, and then re-engage.
So keep calm, carry on, in essence, is the message.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And by the way, I'm on that Entangled app as well, and it's going ping, 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 ping. And I'm one of only 3 people in the whole of Costa Rica on it. And it keeps on saying, Costa Rica's trending. And it's all because of me.
You're in Costa Rica? Oh, I keep getting things about Costa Rica. That's cool. We'll chat later.
Maybe we'll have a retreat. I had somebody reach out to me that wanted to do a retreat in Costa Rica, and she's a really big fan. I don't like to say fan. I like to say friends. I don't like fans or supporters. I want friends. I want people to walk with me, not behind me. I want some people to walk ahead of me too sometimes. I don't want to be a dang leader.
The lady who just moved into the basement that has she says she's got the best retreat center in Costa Rica that she's been to like 3 times, and she's done energy work at. She said she's like obsessed with it, and it's like beautiful. It's got waterfalls connected. So if you do want to do something there, I'll have to go find the name of it, because she's like, that is the place to go. It is so just full of the most beautiful energy.
Check it out for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Tell me again the name of the app, guys.
Entangled. Right? Yeah. By Adam Curry. He's the one who did it. Yeah.
All right. I know Jody was really talking about Jody, do you want to come on and talk about grounding really fast? I know I know she just wrote a lot here. But she's Clinton Ober. Is that who's doing the scientific study for the Brain Center? She might have left. Okay, well, never mind. We'll figure that out. So Jody just said she's addicted to grounding, earthing. It's amazing. I love it. May, and then zing is how she wrote it. And please check it out. Clinton Ober is the guy who discovered it and done a lot of scientific studies, and she doesn't know the benefit. She also said that check him out on Next Level Soul and YouTube. Yeah, we'll check that out. So Next Level Soul, Clinton Uber. You guys can check out. Otherwise, that brings us to the end of our day today. I love you all, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you.
Welcome. You're welcome. I am to a point where I am done with a lot of the filming, a lot of the touring, and a lot of my science work that I've been doing. So I can be more committed to this, and I have through September. So I will come up with a schedule for you guys this week. I know you guys have really appreciated the schedule, for the next few months, and I really love it too. But I've just been teeter-tottering every single day and trying to figure life out. Everything's good. And now this is the season for you guys. So I'll put that out for you this week. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for your questions, sharing your love, and having faith in our in the children and in our non-speaker friends and within yourself too. Have a blessed day.